Myosin is a motor molecule that helps the cell move. A contraction and expansion movement will ensue as a result of this. It collaborates with actin, a globular protein that polymerizes to form actin filaments. Adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, is a chemical that cells utilize to live and work. Myosin is a protein that converts ATP into mechanical energy or energy for work. As a result, force and movement will be generated. Myosin can be found in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells with membrane-bound organelles and a nucleus, and prokaryotic cells without a nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. It exists as a filament inside the cell. It is in charge of a variety of interactions, including muscle movement and contractions. Myosin is found in nearly every form of cell. It is not restricted to a certain kingdom, such as plants or animals or cell type.
The moment the myosin appears to be a kind of molecular dance, the myosin reaches forward, bends to actin, contracts, releases actin, and then reaches forward again to bend actin and use cycle. This process is known as myosin actin cycling. As the myosin is one region is called the power stroke. The power strokes requires the hydrolysis of ATP, which breaks a high energy phosphate and to release energy. Specifically, this ATP hydrolysis provides the energy for myosin to go through this cycling. To release actin, change a conformation, contract, and repeat the process again. Myosin would remain bound to actin indefinitely, causing the stiffness of recharge. So, as speak of myosin actin cycling use the energy made myosin is one head use the energy released after the ATP molecule is broken into ADP and phosphate. Myosin bends actin in this extended conformation. Second, the release of the phosphate empowers the construction of the myosin is one region.
I'm gonna discuss about how does the muscle contraction works. So the most widely acknowledged explanation that the best explain the process of muscle contraction is the sliding filament theory. So muscles do not contract at random. Instead, they await electrical stimulus from the central nervous system, or the CNS. A motor neuron commits a signal from the CNS to a muscle cell, which causes an action potential to be generated. Motor neuron are attaches to muscle fiber. The motor neuron to which a muscle fiber attaches to refer to a motor unit. And the interface between the motor neuron and the muscle fibers, sarcolemma, is referred as the neuromuscular junction or the motor end plate. This junction is actually a synapse, which are small gaps between the neuron and the muscle cells. Signal from the CNS are transported as electrical impulse, also known as the action potentials, across the synapse. When the neural signal reaches the neuromuscular junction, it releases acetylcholine, resulting in an action potential in the sarcolemma. This action potential spread through the muscle fiber and causes the release of calcium ions into the sarcoplasm. From the sarcoplasmic, this increases the level of calcium ions in the sarcoplasm. This interaction triggers the conformational change in the trypomyosin, preventing it from masking the active site from myosin present on the actin filaments. Myosin's head attached to the actin filaments over the bridge, causing the actin filaments to move over the myosin filaments, generating a contraction. When the motor neurons stop delivering signal, calcium ions are restored to the sarcoplasmic reticulum, inactivating the actin across bridges and relaxing the muscle. Muscle fibers are classified as red muscle fiber and white muscle fiber depending on the amount of the red color myoglobin in them. So, there are types of muscle contraction. These are isotonic, isometric, and isokinetic. Example of this is lifting a dumbbell. Lifting a dumbbell is a kind of isotonic. Example of isometric is pushing against the wall and holding a shopping bag or a heavy shopping bag. Sorry, my bad. For isokinetic means constant speed to your muscle. Example of this is riding a bike. And that's all, and thank you.
Importance of myosin in the human body. Myosins are a multigen family of actin-based molecular motors that are required for eukaryotic homeostasis throughout the evolutionary tree. All 100 trillion cells in the human body use myosins for growth and tissue development, for metabolism, for reproduction, for communication, for reshaping, and even for movement. Myosins also help microbial pathogens like parasites, viruses, and even bacteria enter the eukaryotic host cells quickly. Myosin is a molecular motor prototype, a protein that transfers chemical energy in the form of ATP into mechanical energy, allowing it to generate force and movement. So, what happens when myosin is damaged? Muscle contraction gives individuals a lot of flexibility, allowing humans to move around in a variety of ways. In a majority of humans, the chemical alterations that cause muscle contraction have been conserved throughout evolution. Other recognized chemicals involved in regulating muscle contraction and motor activities include myosin, which slides along actin to contract the muscle fiber in a process that requires ATP. So basically, if myosin is damaged, the muscle of our body will weaken with minimal or slow progression that causes delays or delayed motor movement and will lose the cell's shape to produce movements. And so, what we spoke about in our group was the protein myosin, what it is, where it is found, and how it functions and plays a vital role in our bodies, how it is produced, and how it affects our being. Thank you all for coming today and patiently waiting to what our group had discussed. I wish you all a wonderful day and evening. Thank you!